I'm looking for my stuff here so I can get all this stuff set up. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Just got back from haul and crawl and it's awesome. Really nice out there. Here we go. All right, there we are. Tom Penley, welcome to Gold Member. Man, that was a good start, buddy. Congrats, man. Let's see if Joe shows up late. Marcus Landry. Well, I'm kind of here, maybe a few seconds late. This frame. All right, there we go. I got everything set up as best I know that I can here. All right. Extreme RC Bashers. What's up, buddy? So, haul and crawl. It was awesome. And for me, being stuck in Florida my whole life, the cold was nice. I mean, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. They did a great job. Great job. RC Boys 619. Hey, buddy. There's a cheeseburger. What's up, man? Sammy is eating right now. I had to bribe him, get him away. Marcus Landry, VNB, what's up? Gerardo Jerez, what's up, man? Major Rhodes, Lon Baden. Sam is eating right now. So we are good to go on all that. Chris Johnson, what's up, man? Pennsylvania. Man, I heard we got a huge cold front coming down. Lyle Burns, hey, buddy. Where, Virginia? Nice. Discovery RC is here. Steve N, hey, buddy. I had planned on getting on that MGM system. I just haven't touched it. But I will. I'll get to it. Sean Solier. TRX4, good tough truck. Jeff Skirkis from Connecticut. Hey, buddy. Grizzly RC, Wisconsin. All right. Captain Coolsy. I have no idea what dinner is looking like right now. West Virginia. Gotcha. There we go. Okay. Been working on a crawler track, and I recently put a huge mud pit and ropes course. You know, mud is a lot of fun, but man, is there a lot of cleanup to do afterwards. I got to tear everything down or it just locks up like a rock. Captain Cooley, thank you for watching, buddy. Austin, good question. Went to the haul and crawl. Had an absolute fantastic time. And I bought 2 of these transmissions from the RC Junkyard. You guys, right there. Bought 2 of these. Got some stickers to go along with it. The transmission, I forget the name of this one. The TGH 2-low transmission right here. So I got 2 of these. I think I can make these work on some of my straight axle and portal rear to help alleviate some of the massive like 70 and 80% overdrive. So yeah, I think that right there will work. I've also got, and I'm going to try this out. Seen a lot of guys use them. Locally, they tend to have skipping issues, but I'm like, why not? For some reason, this one was impressive. A belt drive for the X-Max, and it's going to go on that X-Max right there. When this live is over, I'm starting that video right there with a belt drive. I've never had a belt drive before, and I'm thinking it's going to be quite the challenge to get this thing tight. I'm thinking I might have to set the motor mount and then worm the motor underneath the belt to get it tight. Because of the way it's set up on the adjustments, this right here has to come on and off. So hopefully I can get this tight, get everything good to go. I mean, it's got the 560 kV. It will be on 12S. So we're going to see if this thing can take 12S. We'll have to see. All right. Cheeseburger from Pennsylvania. Sergi, you like the Losi Rock Ray 110? I've got the Hammer Ray. And although I do really like it, the steering is absolutely horrible. It's hard to keep it straight. So that's the biggest issue with it. I'm not sure if a new bell crank and all would take care of that, but eventually I'll try it. Eventually. Jay Connis, what's up? Tracking mud into that. Yeah, I imagine he is mad at you for that. Fatline Bulls, dude, awesome. Love the Typhon. I'm a Top Gun. Hello from Massachusetts. What's up? Kevin Talbot. Has he not done the 12S on the X-Max yet? I figured he would have already done that one. Barbarian 772. Oh, this is Jim Watt from the Barbarian Scaleplex in Lake City, Florida. He actually went with me to the CRV, Cherokee Rock Village, for the Haul and Crawl. Had a blast up there, man. It was awesome. Extreme RC Bashers. How do you like the WPL? I actually haven't opened it yet. I could open it on this if you guys want. I could do that. I wait to see that belt drive hooked up in the X-Max. Yeah, Tom, I've got my doubts, but I mean it's really beefy, and I haven't got the punch turned up. It's still at 5, so maybe it'll be mild enough to make this work. Hold up, rip some backflips. This is like a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's like a 30-30. So yeah, it should be pretty darn awesome. So this little guy right here. Guess I'll open this up. Do you have any rigs with a micro servo winch? Yeah, the 99 micro winch by Reefs RC. Not the 12S, the belt drive system. Yeah, well, this is going on the 12S. So we'll have to see all that. All right, got some stickers. And it is not yellow. It is actually red. So that's pretty neat. Let me see, Haul and Crawl. Yep, Haul and Crawl. Do you have any rigs? Yeah, I got you. You just see that Kevin killed his Raminator? No, I don't think I saw that, but it wouldn't surprise me. He probably has his set up with the Johnny Crash system, I have to assume. But I haven't seen that video, so I don't know. I like the clutch in mine. It gives a little bit of a cushion to everything. So what's up, Captain? All right, this right here. Got a little interior in it. You guys probably aren't, you might see a little bit of it. Got the interior in it. Independent front suspension. The rear has actually got a leaf spring on it. So that's pretty cool. Now, they were telling me that a lot of guys use these things for drifting. They showed me that it turns fairly sharp. So, and these tires, they're just regular rubber tires, so not really drifting wheels. I need to see, it's got a Phillips head screw in there. So I guess if I'm going to drift with these, I guess I need to figure out what kind of tire I would need to get to actually fit this. But it's pretty neat. Looks like I've got different body parts and stuff into here to put on the body, like for the door handles and all that. So, little hard body vehicle. Looks like I can get a light kit for it. Looks like the front already has lights. Let's see if it'll even turn on here. Let me see. Looks like I need a Phillips head to get into that. All right, Oren, man, you guys put on an awesome event, buddy. Awesome event. It was fantastic, man. Captain Coolio, yeah. Shane Marcy Basher, I just seen the picture on the Facebook group that you wanted. Yes, sure did. And it has batteries in it. Okay. All right. Go with that. Remember 20, I finally made it live and I wasn't late. Be teaming. What's up, Pekra? Been a little while since I've seen you. DKer, how's your sledge doing? Just doing good. Hanging out on the shelf. Barbarian, yeah, as long as it's not yellow, you can hit it with a dart. That's for sure. By the Axial Element Bushido. I haven't seen those, Discovery. I haven't seen those. Now you got to flip this down right here, and then you can get to the battery. Looks like a Tamiya M chassis, wheels and tires. It's got a Phillips head screw down in there. I just need to see what size that is. So that right there, it's got a charger for it in the bag and all that. So can you hit the body with a metal tool? I want to hear how thick that is. Well, I mean, that's not too bad. It's not Lexan. It's got a little panel or something right there. Looks like it pops out. You can kind of see it from the inside. Cleanest McFarlane inspired mission. That's pretty cool. Look, that's a pretty good idea. I'd probably go with, well, I guess it won't work like the van from Dumb and Dumber, will it? Thanks, can't wait to see all the videos. Oren, I've got about 12 videos in my editor. When I wrap this up, I think I've got most everything edited. I just need to go back and check sound and volume and stuff like that. But man, I've spent hours and hours and hours trying to edit these things down. One of them was 42 minutes long before editing, and now I think it's like 9 minutes. And the thing is, you got to do that. You got to edit out. If not, out of 42 minutes, you know, heck, 35 minutes will be kind of on the boring side. But anyways, editing is kind of one of those things you got to do. Getting a little battery into here. Let me see. Thanks for coming. Oren, thank you guys for hosting it, man. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun out there. Jim had a lot of fun. It was absolutely awesome. It makes really nice skill crawlers. Yeah, I might have to get into some more WPL. I think I had something from Banggood, a little military truck. It wasn't very good at all. Okay. I guess I've got to get this turned on and... I got steering. It's not wanting to drive. Got a little bit of a hum to it. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. You got to have weight on it for it to drive? Oh, there it is. I probably have to charge the battery. Okay, it does work. I think I need to charge that battery though. It gives me like a little bit of a hum, and then it doesn't drive. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Yeah, I probably need to charge it. But anyway, at least it does have headlights. The steering seems good. All right. So I'll charge it before I do my actual video on that. Hopefully everything is good to go with it. All right, let's get back to you guys here. We got how does the belt drive work in an RC car like X-Max? Chris, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna find out. I know they're pretty darn quiet. I know that, but the ones that I've seen locally always had a skipping issue. Could never get them tight enough, or they wouldn't stay tight. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how they work in the Big Red X-Max there. 12S. If this doesn't skip, I'll be surprised. Let me see here. Hey Joe, you like the Castle or Hobbing 1650? Which one is faster? Watch both your videos. Austin, I have ended up killing the rotors in both the Castle and the Hobby Wing on 8S in X Maxes. Obviously just messing around, playing, wasn't doing any video work or anything like that, but I've killed both of them. In all honesty, take your pick. Just keep the temperatures in check. Make sure you don't overheat them. Maybe that's what I done when I had them in mind. Chainsaw, what's up? What's up, Chainsaw? I think the motor is binding. It might be. I don't know. I mean, it rolls free. That doesn't seem to be an issue. But anyway, we'll find out. I'll get it powered up. It did drive on the table a little bit. Now, it looked good and strong. So, but I don't know. Hit the buttons twice, high and low. It has a high and low range on it. Throttle rate, steering rate, trim. I don't see any other buttons on this. I don't see any other buttons, but anyway. Wondering what is your favorite pinion gear to run in a Creighton 6S EXB XL with 2200 kV? I want to say probably about a 16 tooth. The other one, steering is great. Yeah, Tim, the steering is really good. I hope it drives, though. I hope I don't have an issue with the drive on it. I like to overdrive the front of my SCX6 Honcho. Best way to go. Is there a good winch and fair lead? Love the channel. Let me get my thing turned back. Screen with that. This is Charlie Keith. Yeah, you can put overdrive ring and pinions in that. I think the Vidavon might be a little bit more of an overdrive than what the Trill is. But that was just something I was told recently. I haven't checked into it, but Lewis Flick, say, okay, what do you think of the Stampede? Someone is selling one for 30 bucks, working. For 30 bucks? Get it. Go have fun. I mean, heck, 30 bucks, you know? Fast line. Is there a Vidavon motor mount for the Creighton? The Creighton 6S. I believe so. I believe he has the entire transmission. All the 6S stuff is the same. I know the one for the Typhon doesn't have the little pinholes at the top. You know, where you have the little brace up at the top of that thing for the body. The one for the Typhon doesn't have that. But yeah, the Creighton, the Fire Team, they all have the same transmission. So yeah, he does. Tim Clark, have you used any Samix RC parts? Yes. I've got quite a bit of Samix brass on a few of my vehicles. So, yeah, and they make some nice stuff. Steve C., good morning. All right, buddy. I have a problem with my Capra 4-wheel steer. It is clogging in reverse, but not in forward. Okay, Thomas. Okay, make sure that you've got shims in between the drive shaft and the outer bearing. Sometimes if there's a lot of slop in there, it'll allow that pinion gear to pull into the ring gear. And when it pulls into the ring gear, it binds up. That could be your issue. So check and make sure your drive shafts don't move in and out of the differential very much at all. Little bit is okay, but if they're moving a lot, then you need to put a shim, just a 5mm shim, like a 5mm 5x8 by 0.2. Is, I believe, the size that I keep in stock for my own vehicles. I might have to come up with an adjustable belt tensioner for that belt drive. I don't know about that. When I get this thing put in, I'll obviously have this on there, and I'm going to use the, I don't know if I got it up here, but I'm going to use the Vidavon shaft with that little idler bearing at the end of it. So that's what this one right here is going to go to. And then I'm going to put this on the motor and see if I can worm the motor in like this, you know, and then pull the mount down. And I may have to make my adjustments a little bit at a time on that. But hopefully I can keep this tight because they're super quiet. So that would be nice. I have a thing about loud pinion and spurs, don't I? But so yeah, a quiet setup would be really nice on that truck. It would make it run so smooth. and that big old 560 kV motor should be able to handle the tension. What a lot of people don't realize is that when you put a belt on here, you have a lot of stress. It's pulling on that motor shaft hard, and it's really hurting on the bearings and also the X-Max bearings and all that. So you kind of got to be aware of all that. And there's more stress here on the bearings, you know, pulling it down and all that. However, there's more abuse with the gears. And let me try to explain. This right here is smooth. Smooth engagement of the belt teeth and all that. This is smooth. The teeth of gears, let me see if I can find some gears real quick. Let me see here. I know I got them somewhere right now. I just saw them a few minutes ago. Here we go. Hiding behind this. Gears, like these Mod 1.5s, as they go in and out, that noise you hear, that is the gears beating themselves to death. If you get these things meshed perfectly, which I have a hard time doing, it's not so bad. But when this thing is making all that noise and all that, there's a lot of vibration harmonics going into the motor shaft, into the bearings, and it can cause premature failure of the bearings. So that's kind of why I really want to try this, because I know it's going to be smooth. I know it's going to be quiet. So I really want to give that a shot. And this right here is one of those little third bearings that Vidavon has right there that goes on the end of the motor shaft. All right, let me see here. I am missing comments here. Okay, everything's been going pretty good. Going to skip in that heavy girl. All right. I know I've missed some comments, guys. I apologize for that. The steering you can hit twice, and the throttle rate hit twice. Okay. Going to skip in that heavy girl. Yep, average car guy. What was your dream RC car 5+ years ago? My dream RC car 5+ years ago is pretty much what we've got right now. Pretty much these crawlers. X-Maxes and stuff are fun, but I'm really a crawler guy. But I really like the Bashers too. Peaker, yeah. I don't know whether I'm going to like it or not. I haven't had it yet. I'll try it. We'll have to see. Cheeseburger, I do not believe Vidavon makes the belt system. This is not belt system. I actually got this from, let me see if I can find his name. I saw him on Facebook, sent him a message, and got it ordered, all that. Oh, yeah. Travis Vance is making the SEX6 chassis, bouncer chassis. I got one of those ordered. Yeah, so my SEX6 is about to get a gigantic makeover. Let me see here if I can catch his name. I should. I've got another chassis being built for my Rift. Chris Olson on Facebook. That was who I saw posting about this, so this is who I got this from. Yeah. All right, as a belt warmed, it stretched and would come loose and slip. Picra, I believe you, buddy. If money wasn't an object, what RC would you build and buy? Well, if money was no object, probably that guy right there, that big X-Max. That is a dream truck right there. Probably over $5K in that truck now. So yeah, I'm about to have, oh man, I'm probably about to have a 5K Creighton 8S too, which will be permanently 12S with the new Hobby Wing system. But I'm still waiting on parts order and all that from Arthur Vidavon. Sabres Swords, what's up? Hidden Valley RC Crawlers. All right, buddy. Pro guy. Good luck on all your builds and runs. Keep on ripping. Thank you, man. Good morning, Yeti boy. What's up, buddy? Tell me, what axles would run under a Clodbuster body besides stock? It's for a crawler. I would, if I was to do that. See, now Chevrolet at that particular year had a passenger side drop on the front axle. Most of my RCs that I've got are a driver drop or middle. To stay scaled, I'm not sure what front axle you would need, but it would have to be passenger drop to stay scaled with the Chevrolet. But the new 10.3 Bronco straight axle will be nice underneath it. I wouldn't portal that. What's up, man? Yeti boy, you never. Okay, yeah. Okay, Daily, are you in here? I don't know if Daily's in here or not. Going to skip. Yes, average car guy. Why do you keep saying that same thing? Oh, going to skip in that heavy girl. Okay. It might skip. I'm going to try to have it tight. If it skips, we'll hear it. I use a piece of paper to set gear mess. Usually my gears are pretty messy, but I haven't used paper in a while. So, hope that belt job does work on 12S. I've torn up every belt job I've used on the X-Max. You guys aren't filling me with a lot of confidence here. We'll try it, though. We'll try it. Anyone know the width of the Raminator body? Not the truck, just the body. I would have to get a measurement for you. I don't have that here, but it's probably 15, 16 inches wide. It's a big one. And there's Rusty. If you could invent a new race class, what would it be? Look like? Man, there's classes for everything out there. But I mean, heck, I don't know. Just going way out on a limb. Say you take something like an e-buggy, but you put like a glider wing on top of it, but you have air control. So you hit a jump, and then you have to glide like 300 feet to the landing ramp and then drop back in and continue the race. That would be kind of cool. Or actually, say you take something like a Typhoon, but you put sand paddles on it, right? On your track, on your course, there's a water hole. Where on the course, you actually have to water skip and get back on, run your course, all that stuff, and then water skip every lap. That would be cool. That's just kind of crazy, though. Barbarian, you want me to buy X-Max? Jim, you don't have to spend money like that. I mean, they're only $1,000 brand new, and I'm sure Sean would have a basket case he could sell you for cheap. Steve, do counter-rotating tail shafts reduce torque twist? Let's go over torque twist. Okay, the front shaft, if you're going in reverse, it'll act as a torque twist. It doesn't matter which direction your drive shaft is turning. If you're taking off on flat ground as the weight transfers to the back, you know, it might. But here's the thing. As that drive shaft is turning, say it's turning like this right here. Well, guess what? That's the torque it takes for the vehicle to move forward, right? And the torque to turn this shaft this way has got the transmission trying to go this way. The transmission is in the chassis. Guess what you get? The chassis leans. That's your torque twist. I've seen a lot of guys talk about changing the links to adjust it. A guy's real thick shock oil. That just slows it down. It doesn't cure anything. A lot of times I'll use a sway bar to help control it, and that does help. But the overall fix for it is, you know, a low ratio like most of your portal trucks. You know, 7-to-1, 8-to-1. It means that if it takes 1 pound of, let's see if I can get this right here, 1 pound of torque on the drive shaft, which is on the chassis to make the vehicle drive forward, right? On a normal straight axle. If you make that from a 3-to-1 to a 9-to-1, you just reduce the torque on the drive shaft by 3 times. So now instead of 1 pound, it's got what? 4 or 5 ounces, something like that. So that's less torque into the chassis, less torque twist will be the result. And then that's a lot easier to control, which is one of the reasons why Trax has put the planetary in the back of the UDR. As problematic as it is with heat and all that, it's about 9-to-1, and you don't have very much torque twist issues out of the UDR as a result. Granted, all that speed makes it impossible to put a boot on the drive shafts. You got to be careful of drive shafts of balance because you figure this thing got a 9-to-1 ratio. with tires this big around running 50 miles per hour, that drive shaft is spinning super fast. And believe it or not, I've tried a bunch of different drive shafts, including Vidavon. I use a stock drive shaft on that UDR. But the torque on the drive shaft that requires the vehicle to drive is where you get your torque twist. You can swap that motor from side to side all you want. Don't care, not working. The torque on the drive shaft. So the lower ratio in the rear axle, especially when climbing, makes the biggest difference. All right, woo, let's get back to comments. You guys had me rolling there on that one. Now, what hobbying system would you use for SCX6? Hobbying system for a SCX6. I don't even think they make the 2700 kV axe anymore. The stock system is basically a hobby wing. The Max 6 isn't censored. I tried the new Max 8 V2 on there, and I have a video of that. Not really suited for it. I would possibly try maybe the Axe 3300, but you're going to have a small pinion gear, and it's limited to 3S. So I don't really know what I would go with on that one. Have you seen the Axio X Proline 40th anniversary SCX 10.3? I think I saw some of that. It was crazy expensive, wasn't it? High Noon Holly, what's up? Dan Woodruff, team effort. Hey guys, putting graphite powder on the gears lately really bring down the clacking noise of the gears. Does the graphite powder actually stay on the gears, or does it fling off? So like Mario Kart on Mod 1 or larger. Team effort, look into the RC Warner on the scale axle for your clodbuster build. There you go. The K44s, those are probably your best bet. Service Nick Daniels. Yeah, the drive needs to be redesigned. It's no good from what I've seen. Well, Major Roads, I got to give it a shot. I've tried everything else on the X-Max. This is one of the last things that I've not tried. So let's give it a shot. I'll give it a nice, easy run, get a couple track laps in it. You know, nothing major. Get things kind of heated up, and then we're going to do a launch. Let's see what happens. I hope it works. X-Max hydroplaning would be awesome. Yeah, we've done that before. The best one is that video. Was it Traxxas that put it out, where they went across the pond, the lake, and then they ended up jumping a M41 boat and coming back around? That was awesome. Squatted crawlers. I don't even like squatted vehicles in real life. Nick Daniels. Off-road Formula Hill climb would be fun. Yeah, basically you take a Rift, you put some sand paws on there and go for it, right? You know, I would spend $5,000 to keep up. Jim, I just wish you had an X-Max, just a stock one. You'd have a lot of fun with it. And I probably have plenty of spare parts. I could help you out with that. Noisy transmit, Senta, normal. I got that problem on stock. My Senta was not loud at all. Now, I do have a video where I put the metal diff gears in there for the 4S, which I believe it's up for channel members right now. It did get a little bit louder with that, but still, I'll take the metal gears. Also, the spur gear on mine is starting to show some wear, so I may have to upgrade that. I'm pretty sure they got a metal spur gear in there now, right? What's your thoughts on Proline's Nissan hard body? I don't know that I've seen that one yet. Is it brand new? I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I've only seen a few clips from Proline by the Fire, but I haven't seen everything from it. Route 66, what's up? You need to get out the Max again. The little Max, maybe I'll drive it. Maybe I will. I mean, it's hanging up there looking good. Lyle Burns, hey, would you have a set of straight axles for a crawler that you'd want to sell? I don't have any axles at all available right now. I have one 10.3 Vidavon front that I have, but that one is paired up with a TRX4 rear axle for another build that I've got coming up. So I've got that paired up with that. So and that's the only other straight axle I've got right now. So I don't have anything available right now. Sorry. Says all I need is light dusting. I might have to try some graphite powder. Trying to find Kevlar belt for that belt drive. I'm pretty sure these are just regular machine timing belts for industry and stuff like that. But all I can do is give it a shot. I'll try to make sure I got it good and tight. My X-Max obviously has the Vidavon bulkheads and all, so I don't have to worry about the bolts pulling out. But I do still have the plastic top piece. I should get a metal one. I could always try to find, all right, thanks for explanation with a torque twist. What I meant was torque twist on a four-wheel drive vehicle with 2 tail shafts counted. You're talking about like for the TRX-6. That does have counter-rotating shafts on that. And generally speaking, flat launches, it does stay pretty well flat. It does. And so does the hauler. It's got the same setup on it. And yeah, it does tend to stay good. Stay level when you now I did have the hauler, I think it was up on a hill, and it was up like this, and then what you saw was, at least what I saw, was that the one axle was trying to twist this way, that way, so it was helping, but I think the majority of the weight was, which side was it on? It was all on this one, so there was still a little bit there. Whichever axle had the most weight had the most torque on the drive shaft, and that's the way the chassis would turn, opposite. Vanquish tires and put them to the test. Joseph, yes, I have. I ran them at, let me show them to you. I ran them at the Cherokee Rock Village. Let me see if you guys can see this. They got some wear on them. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get a light on this thing. Be kind of cool to see if I can get a light on them for you guys. See, I definitely got a little bit of wear on them things. Yeah. So the backs got some wear on them as well. So yeah, they are definitely broken in. That rock up there is like a sandstone. Super, super grippy. And yeah, they definitely got broken in. We drove it for, heck, I don't know. I don't know, Jim, how far did we drive? A lot? All right. Can we get a tour of my hobby room? My hobby room consists of more than just a room now. I'm up to 76 vehicles, including this guy right here. By the end of the year, I'll probably be in the mid-80s. But if I ever get a chance to take a break from recording and actually do like a full cleanup, I'll show you guys. But really, it's just this right here. 2 closets. One of them is the Vidavon closet. Yeah. And then the other room, which used to be my dining room, which is now more storage area. So yeah, my hobby room is just a bedroom. Okay, I don't know about the new Falcon ones. So I guess mine are the older ones now. Is the 1100 kV okay to run okay on a Max 6? The 1100 kV is sold with the Max 6. And although I think it runs good, I do feel you get a little bit more out of the 1100 kV with a Max 5. But the Max 6 will run that just fine. Nick Daniels, oh yeah, the like button, yeah. Yeah, there's something else that... There was something else that I had recently that had counter-rotating shafts on it. But I can't think of it right now. Maybe it was when I was trying to fix the rotation back and forth to fit the TRX4 housing with the 10.3. The hauler is on its stands, looking nice and clean. A lot. Yeah, we did drive a lot, man. When it comes to the Expoplex, but it's a 3-hour drive. Jonathan, buddy, if you're down south for the 3-hour drive, just wait till February and come to the USTE. If you're up north, well, you got all kinds of stuff closer to you up there. and they're all better than the Exoplex. How do you have the time to maintain all those RCs? Well, usually you'll notice I try not to break my stuff. Although I do break things from time to time, but I try not to break it. Luckily for me, I don't have a local skate park I can get to. If I did, well, then maintenance would be a big issue. But my number one maintenance is bearings. Bearings are the number one thing that I go through a lot. And I'm talking everything from motor bearings to axle bearings, all that stuff, you know. When I upgrade the hubs and all to the Vidavon, it's got a lot larger bearing in it, so my maintenance goes down quite a bit. But stock size bearings, they pretty much eat up pretty quick. Crawl Master Mini V2, a stub nose 2500 on Tattoo 4 is okay to run XT30. NorCal crawler, absolutely. XT30 is fine for that. In fact, that's what I run on mine. Charisma. Brett, well, my wife doesn't even ask what things cost anymore, which is nice. I've been in RC ever since September 21. I'm almost at 60 rigs. Hey, Road Rash. Heck yeah, buddy. I bet you got all kinds of them, too. It's nice to have a nice mix of vehicles. Major roads, I just have regular homeowners insurance. I probably have enough in RCs to probably pay off my home. But I didn't say that. And my wife doesn't watch this. New Falcon Ruby Tracks. Working on a Capra kit build. I want to make it four-wheel steer. Is it okay to run different axle brands? It's okay to run different axle brands because you're going to have the same, pretty much the same gear ratio. Yeah, should be fine. Oh, the Charisma counter rotates. Okay, maybe that's what I looked at. Do I plan on ever getting the TRX4M? Glenn, as soon as I can get my hands on one, I absolutely will. It's looking like I've got to wait for my local hobby shop to get it and then for it to go on sale. That's all I can do. I'm not on their early list like some of the other guys are. Truck Tech Joe, hey buddy. Woohoo! Exo time, JD's RC, yes sir. I do want to show you guys something I picked up from Cody, Dixieland RC. I'll set this over here. This is from Power Hobby. They actually have their own LCG carbon fiber chassis kit for Axio SCX10 and SCX10-2. Check this out right here. 10-2. I better hurry up and get on that Horizon sale. And yeah, Horizon's got a huge sale going until the 17th. I posted it before. I'll go and do another community post because I guess we need to make sure everybody knows about that. But 10-2. Huh. That could be awesome. I didn't even read that. All I know is I was there. Jim came by. Look at this chassis I got. I'm like, ooh, where are they at? And he said he only had a couple. I went, got my cash, and ran over to see Cody at Dixieland RC. Bang. Here we go. I guess I need to order a 10-2 kit. Or maybe I'll build something with this. Don't know yet. All I know is I've got the Amazon like high-low chassis to finish building. I've got the actual high-low by Brazen to build. And now I've got this to build. So I've got all kinds of crawlers to build. New chassis for the Rift. I've got with Travis Vance. I've got a SCX6 bouncer chassis ordered. I've got that. My Creighton is about to be a insane 12S. I bought a brand new green body just for this build. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff on the way. But then again, I always have a lot of stuff on the way. Got some fast sale. I see that one, my PTSD. Yes sir, Road Rash. Get it done. Put the upper and lower links of my LMT, and wow, no more sloppiness, side to side play. Now thinking the 1900 kV, so I can 1900 kV will run that pretty good, especially on 4S. I run the stock system in my Mega Rift, which is a LMT on 4S. It does fine with this 3200 kV motor, 3150 kV, I think it is. I run that on 4S. Granted, I don't run it a lot though. All right, what's my dream car? Not RC. Probably the Porsche Cayenne SS, the SUV looking thing. That's pretty nice. Slash, I'm over here just building my dirt drag car. I'd love to set up a dirt sand drag back there. And I can almost do it down the straight. It's just there's not a lot of, you can start anywhere, but when you get done, you better stop quick or you're in the trees. Armando, we have been talking about having a swap meet out here, so we'll probably get that going here soon. But it's not worth coming from Australia. Trust me, not worth it. Sean Larman, Jack's RC Recycle will be here. If there's anything that I have that I don't have an actual use for, I'll put it out there. If it's, I mean, everything I have is for sale. The problem is it's way too expensive because I still need it. And that's just the honest truth. 179. Yeah, see, Jims, I need to get the other builder's kit. That way I could do like a legit super light version 1 only update to this, which would not be super light. This is not a super light setup. But it would still run pretty darn good. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to put that with. But I'm tempted to get that order just because of the price. You didn't show your car is one lap of fire. You're right, Major Roads. You are right. And you guys can see I got a stack of lipos right there. And that's maybe a third of them. Not even that. I've got more batteries than I know what to do with. Well, the Exoplex have a bouncer course. The issue with a bouncer course is my dirt and sand doesn't really hold up very well. It's just normal Florida stuff. I would have to figure out some way to make the dirt actually hold. I would love to have a bouncer course, but I just don't see it with my particular terrain and the materials readily available to me. Move your RC. Hey, Joe, love your RC channel. Been here since pretty much the beginning. Woo! So you remember me back when I was even worse than now. Thank you, buddy. Well, the Exoplex have a... Oh, yeah, I already looked at that one. I'll just pull the chutes to slow down. That's pretty cool. That would be awesome. A Porsche 911 made it happen this year. Bought one in April. Dude, nice. Yeah, see, I want like the Turbo SS Cayenne. I think it's the Cayenne. I don't know. It's been a few years. I was at a car show, and I got in one that was like I immediately want to drive across the country, and it was just so comfortable, so comfortable. But it was like I want to say 80 grand or something. It may have been about 10 years ago, actually. So yeah, it was way out of my price range. Did you see that Rebelcon finally came out with brass parts? He's been telling me that they had them on the way, but I guess they're finally here. That's good. After all these years, I finally set up an outdoor battery storage. Don't want to burn all the cars down, also the house. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Flappin' Lips is here. Vince Mendoza, thanks for introducing me to the DSM Rapid Recovery. Man, that thing works so good, doesn't it? Didn't I have a DSM video today on the base camp? Which is, I guess that's it right there. Yeah, that's it. I ran the base camp quite a bit out at Cherokee Rock Village. It was kind of like my trail truck, per se. Although I did run, okay, Barbarian, cool. I did run a few of the other ones too, like that one. This is the, oh man, now here I'm thinking about my stuff. Can't think of the name of that chassis. This is the brain fart. Sorry, guys. Anyways, let's get back onto this. Oh, man, what's the name of that? I forget the name of these chassis. I got quite a few of them, plus these others. XO1. Oh, well. UGRC chassis in this one. Heck, I don't know. I quit. I'm trying to stop thinking. Get messed up. All right, Rocktoberfest was great. Hope your other trip was well. Probably made a good choice. Morning temps hit the low 30s. Our morning temps was in the 40s, so it was still nice and cool for us. What did you say you ran on 4S with the LMT? The Mega Rift is just a LMT. So with that, I got the stock ESC and the stock motor, the 3150 kV. It runs fine on 4S. I mean, it really does. The brain fart chassis / Raptor. Yes. I wonder if Power Hobby would get mad if I call this the brain fart. They might. These companies watch my videos, by the way. They really do. Jay Con, really love your live stream format. Folks ask random questions and you have an awesome answer to say. I try, man. I try to get everything, but man, when I get off on a topic like torque twist or links or shocks or power, man, it just, I miss questions and all that. I try to get them all. All right, Lewis Flicks, what would you choose, Axio SCX Honcho or Sledge? Buddy, those are two very, very, very different vehicles. The Sledge, fast jump. You can jump the Honcho because I've jumped mine quite a bit, but very, very different. All right, Barbarian, catch you later. Very different. You want to crawl or go fast, man? Later, Barbarian. If anything comes out called the brain fart chassis, you know where it came from, right? Yeah. All right, so we're about to close up on the first hour. Got 8 minutes on that one. We'll see if you guys can keep me around for 2 hours. So far, you've been doing pretty good. So, or something else. I think I showed you. Have any of you guys messed with these right here? The little 1/4-inch drive bits. I'm testing some stuff because in Rob Mirsky, DSM Off-Road, I'm going to pay him to build me a website. I know I said this last year, January, I'm going to start a website and sell, but I had planned to build it myself, but I honestly have no clue how to do that. So, but he's really good at it, so I'm going to get him to actually build me a website that'll flow good. Go to dsmoffroad.com or reefsrc.com. Beautiful flowing websites, and that's what I want. And I'm also testing out some different things from VGRC, I guess it, VGRC. I got to go over and do some durability tests on stuff, but what I'm wanting to do is like have some tools and stuff like that. See, like these right here, these are cheap, but so far in my hand testing, and I've given a few out locally just to get them tested. I told them, break them, let me know how they are. But something like this, I could probably sell pretty cheap, you know, and not, I mean, really, not everybody needs, you know, MIPS. I mean, although it's not an actual logo, it is a start and gives you guys that I am kind of serious about this. So, yeah. Kind of working on that just a little bit here. We'll have to see if it actually pans out. But anyway, I want to have tools. Obviously, the Vidavon parts. Go ahead and get my license, business, become a vendor for all kinds of different things and all that. My goal is not to get rich because that's not going to happen. But I do want to try to offer you guys things at the best price possible. And that's my goal. And also, as I take stuff off of vehicles and all that, there's a lot of parts and stuff. I got a bunch of take-off parts. Everything from plastic housings, drive shafts, stuff like that that I know that I won't be using again. I'll probably put them up there and sell them for whatever shipping cost rounded up to the nearest dollar. Simple and easy. Plus, you got to work out the 2 or 3% for PayPal fees and all that wonderful stuff. But anyway, they'll be like as cheap as I can possibly make them and get them out to you. But that's kind of my goal on that. Major Roads hauler's been hiding on the shelf. No, I think Sam actually went outside. Marcus, I'm not sure. These might just be cheap. They might be cheap, buddy. I haven't even opened up the drill bits yet. I'll probably take these to work with me and just take some metal and just start drilling and just hammering them and seeing how fast I can burn them up. But like these right here, I know you guys have seen these bits like this before. If you have like your little driver like this right here, just pop this guy, got some plastic on it, and now you can do your drilling and stuff. So I bought a set off of Amazon, and I used the heck out of them. They are duller than dirt right now, but I've used the heck out of them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these bits work out. That's a nice thing, you know. Same with 1/4 inch drive, hex wrenches, and all that stuff. So I'm just working on testing some stuff out. I got some time, and I want to try to make sure that if you're buying, you know, this at $10 shipped, you're at least getting something worth $10, you know. They have high-end stuff too, so I'll probably get some of those, offer those as well. There'll be a different price, of course, you know, got to, right? But anyways, kind of some stuff I'm working on behind the scenes. So High Noon Hobby, yeah, man. Rob Mirsky, he has got really good. I mean, when I saw his site that he did for Reese RC, I was like, okay, how much you want? So we're gonna be working on that pretty heavy in December, getting all that set up for a January 1st launch, which will be kind of crazy. I mean, if the site goes good and I got a lot of stuff to ship, well, now I have my full-time job, the Exoplex to take care of, daily videos to take care of, and shipping as required. Busy. The Exoplexian discount. I actually could have discount codes, actually. That'd be neat, wouldn't it? Huh. All right. I can actually have sales. And what I'll do is I'll get Arthur from Vidavon to send me, if he has any parts or pieces that he has just sitting around not selling, I'll get him to send them me and I'll put them on the website. It might be the oddball part you're looking for. Very hard. If I'm looking for a decent set of 0.09 millimeter, they got snap ring pliers and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll be looking for all that. And for everybody that's got my Facebook and all that, different tools that you would like to see, you know, at reasonable prices. You know, obviously, the more you order, the cheaper I can sell it for. But understand, I won't be selling at a loss. You can't do that and stay in business. So say these cost me $6. Let's just say they cost me $6, right? I sell them for $8.99, and then you got shipping and all that stuff on top of it. These could be upwards of $15 shipped. So I got to at least make sure they're worth $15 before I sell them, you know? So that's why I've got them out testing to see what they can take. I might put one in a drill or something and just hammer on it just to see. Cheeseburger, what's my main job? I am a maintenance mechanic. I work on everything from forklifts to pallet jacks, air handlers, exhaust fans, which can be really big, by the way, dust collectors, all kinds of stuff. Got a cheapy Evilzon Stinger bumper for my Monster Mash build that arrived today, not yet fitted up. Well, get it on there. Tom Penley, those bits are nice to have. I always keep those around. Looking forward to your new website, whatever I can from you. Now, I'm hoping, now I am a dealer for reefs as well. I'm also a dealer for homes. And once I get my license and all that, I should be pretty easy to pick up just about all of them. But I don't know if I want all that work. Because you got to deal with returns and all that stuff, which can be a little bit hectic, you know. This work for low RPM and the highest material is mild steel. Greater hardness will cause break at the collet. Well, on the bits, I won't ever go any bigger. This has got, well, not sure what the massive size is, but you can't go too big on these because then you'll start getting into the hammer drill function of this or the impact function. And you really don't want that. If you gotta, if that's happening, that's gonna mess some stuff up. Probably just break the bit. And as far as what you're talking about with the low RPM, well, this doesn't really go very fast and works pretty good so far. I have a few that I've got somewhere around here, and like I say, they are so dull, I just had to melt them through plastic. Well, now I've got those to test out. I will pay themselves off 1,000 times over. High Noon Hobby, you're right. You are 100% right. And I think it's going to be worth it. I really do. Gus's Custom Creation. What's up, buddy? Brett Norris, if you could have only one RC and you could only choose between the TRX6 or TRX4. So if I could only choose between a TRX6 or a 4 as my choice, I would choose the TRX6. Just because it's awesome. But then again, you got to take the body and get your overhangs and all that off, but the TRX6 is amazing. You're in need of a raw 500. Well, Reef's RC has them. I think I have one in stock as well. You'll have to send me a message. Oh, I did not put my email up. You guys are supposed to remind me to put my email up. Exocaged RC at yahoo.com. I do have one in stock. Pen. And that could go out tomorrow. CK Hobby Shop. Hey, buddy. I've been watching your stuff on TikTok, man. I think you're just getting better and better, dude. For real. I love the scale, the way you can slow things down and make it go. Really nice. Whoa, Asian UGRC Lab. Hey, buddy. The Dirty South. That just reminded me. That's the Dirty South chassis. This guy right here. That chassis is winning all over the place, by the way. Just so y'all guys know, that's a great chassis. I'll send an email. All right, Chainsaw, I'll be waiting for you. I've got it somewhere around here. I just got to find it, but I know I have one in stock somewhere. I think I've got a 299 in stock as well. Ah, man. Yeah, if you guys want to see some awesome scale builds and stuff like TikTok, I think you're on Instagram as well, aren't you, CK? Go check him out, man. It's awesome. Tim Hullett, do I ever let any of my used parts go? Yeah, usually when it comes to parts like that, I generally tend to support my track back here. Somebody breaks something, hey, I took that off of my vehicle, I've got it. And I generally just give it to them. There's no shipping, no tax, no anything like that. They're here at the park, $10 to run the park. I'm like, you know what? Cool. That's generally what I do with my used parts on that. YSU printmaking. You got it. It's simple to the point. You get that thing hooked. You can back up, forward, back, forward, back. It stays attention. You get over there, bang, it pops right up. Beautiful system. Jason Sexton. I'm about to show my base camp. This is what he's talking about in case you guys missed the video today. And while I was at the event and all that, and then coming back trying to get everything caught up, I just haven't been able to respond to anything on the YouTube. I've just been trying to get everything caught up. But there's the base camp DSM right here. If I can show this better. That right there. And it goes out like about 3 feet. And it runs through the axle, underneath the body, to that roller, which is actually encapsulated now, which is pretty nice. And that right there gets the job done. I mean, beautiful. Very nice setup. Speaking of that, I should probably pull that battery out, shouldn't I? It's not plugged up or anything. And I might as well show you the battery. Ovonic Air 2200 milliamp 3S. This is a solid little battery. I got 4 of them things. And I took all 4 of them charged. I actually didn't even go through a whole one with this. Which this one, actually, I believe you guys will see in an upcoming video. I actually put the Fusion 2300 kV Pro in it. And beautiful system. This right here, I did the gear switch in it to where it made it gear it down like for a straight axle, even though I've got the portals. Top speed is probably 8 miles per hour, but man, it's got great low end resolution. It'll crawl super slow. Beautiful system. I still got the dust from Cherokee Rock Village. Oh man. I almost took the Rebel Con, but I decided to take that one instead. Cyclone RC, what's up, buddy? David Arnold, our Rift failure was spider gear, not ring and pinion. Need a locker from Haul and Crawl. You need a locker from Haul and Crawl. David Arnold. One of those. Send me an email, buddy, or message me. Yep, there you go. The spider gears are known for breaking in them things. I mean, they really are. They are known for that. And in all honesty, David, you should probably get them for all 3 axles, or the transmission, front and rear. That way you put them in and you're pretty much done with it. About the only thing I break on my Rift at this point is I'll crunch a pinion bearing. That inner pinion bearing, that 10 by 15 by 4, I'll crunch that bearing if I'm not careful. That's about the only thing that I break on my Rift. And I've been crazy stupid with it. Ooh, speaking of that, let me see if I can find this little clip. Oh, DSM, I want to show you guys this. I hope I can show you guys this right here. He just released a new roof rack. This right here. It mounts up like that. It's got a little roller up at the top, so you can run your winch cable up top and pull yourself around. Pretty darn neat, isn't it? So, yeah, that's at dsmoffroad.com. So, and then I was shown these tires right here. Got landmines for the UDR now. That's huge. The stock tires are not grippy at all. The Proline High Racks, in my opinion, aren't much better, but they're better at taking the speed. But now we have landmines. Yeah, I'm going to get a set of those. Going to get a set of those. Now I'm sitting here looking at my phone, all my stuff. There is one particular jump that I want to show you guys. I don't think it's going to be easy to find. I've got all my footage. I mean, I've got a ton of footage. And no, there's no bad pictures within this segment of my phone. Haha. But anyway, man, I got a ton of footage. But anyway, I won't bore you guys. I'll be looking through my phone for hours, and then I'll end up on TikTok. The next thing you know, it's 11:30. All right, rubber band winches are pretty hooky. B-League, no, they aren't. It's not really a rubber band. It's more of a bungee, and they're really good, buddy. Really good. And you said, did you put a cover over the spur gear on the bottom of the chassis? Nope, I haven't had a bit of issue. In fact, when I did the whole Vidavon conversion, I didn't feel a need to. In fact, the stock spur gear is still good on mine. But then again, they say if you're running gravel, that's when you really tear that thing up. So, and in all honesty, Traxxas should have known better than to put a centered spur gear and an open design like that. I mean, heck, even the X-Max with the cover, the Traxxas Max with all the covers, you can break that centered spur gear. They really should have put a nice quality spur gear on there. But Vidavon got them. 50 tooth, and it works pretty darn good. Man, may not be scale, but forgot my there. Yeah, see, Gus's Custom, we allow them, our pro class at the Barbarian Scaleplex. So we're starting off our winter series, and that's on the 23rd of this month in Lake City, Florida. That was where you guys saw Barbarian earlier. He owns that park, and it's perfectly fine. We treat them the same as winches. And in the pro class, we do have a winch penalty. We do not have any reverse penalty. We'll never have a reverse penalty. But anyways, we treat them like a winch. So if you have to use it, boom, you're going to get a winch penalty. And the way we do it, you have a couple gates to get through. Okay, yeah, not really gates, but you have a couple gates to get through. So what if you have to reposition it a few times? We don't care. You have an obstacle you're getting over. If you need to move it, move it. However, if your line, winch line or DSM happens to hit because we use little wire flags. If it happens to catch it, that's a penalty. And in the pro class, gates are live all the time. So you can get a whole bunch of penalties quick. And usually if you get 2 gate penalties in pro class, you're not winning. Simple as that. I know you put 2 1080s in your Danchi. What new motors did you use? I used the 37 turn motors are like $9 or something on eBay. I break wheel pins and rod ends on my Rift. Chainsaw, yes. I've broken the pins, I've broken the wheel hexes, and I've broken the rod ends. The Vidavon rod end set, that won't break. But if you're driving super hard, you could break something else, especially if you're still on plastic housing or a plastic skid. Something's got to give sometimes. RC Daily, hey, there you are. David Benezek, what Vidavon parts are must-have that are absolutely make the difference on the SCX6? The SCX6, the biggest things that you need from Vidavon would be the shock towers, especially the front, because the stock shock tower flexes on that panhard bar, right? So you need the aluminum C-hubs down at the bottom because the C-hub panhard mount flexes. When all that stuff flexes, the axle moves side to side when you're trying to turn. You'll definitely notice that when you put a big, strong servo in there. And then the panhard bar, that little mount, the way it's set up, that's crap as well. So what you need is the steering link set, the C-hubs, and at least the front shock towers. And that will square up your front end beautifully. In fact, with the stock servo, you'll notice a big difference, even with that servo. And that's not exactly the strongest servo out there either. All right, I think the Vidavon links are pins. I bought some brass X's with pins and they hold up. Yep, there you go. 2 HRB 9500 milliamps. For us, you think that would be too much battery for a stop max? No, that's a good battery. The only thing about Tom, if the motor needs, say, 150 amps to get that launch, but the battery's only good for 100 amps, you start having issues. And these batteries, they say 120C. I show them all the time. Let me see. Here's a Gens Ace. This is a 50C right here. It's not. Here's a Z150, 1500 milliamp, 120C. It's not. At best, warmed up, they're good for about 30C maximum safe discharge. I've done videos on this. The best running temperature for these batteries, believe it or not, about 120 degrees. But I don't suggest you guys get out there and heat up your batteries and do that because you start running the risk. What happens is at a hot temperature, the internal resistance lowers and the available amps available to the ESC, to the motor, are better. So basically, if it as winter's coming in, you take this battery here that was good for, let's just say 100 amps. Let's just say 100 amps as it is right now, about 74 degrees or so, right? You take this thing cold about 34 degrees, it might only be good for about 30 amps because as it gets cold, the internal resistance goes up in the cells. And also when it's cold like that, because the internal resistance is higher, you are more likely to puff the battery even when it's cold. So battery temperature is important, very important. I've done it. When I heated them up for my test, I put them in a Ziploc bag and put them into hot water. That's how I heated them up. Figure if they're going to pop, at least they'll be in the water, right? The riff since I spent way too much money. Yep, Tim, me too, buddy. Would love to see more buggy and truggy reviews since you have a track to test them. I mean, I got to see what's out there that's interesting, you know? And I love techno, but I can't see throwing down to get a techno to do that. Catamounts, what do you prefer? Dig or locking diffs? That's a hard one, but I'd probably go with dig. That way you don't have to mess with your diffs. I've had in the past dig and locking diffs, and being able to dig with a rear open diff, sometimes it works, but other times the front will go to dig, and then it'll kind of put pressure on one side of the axle. Then that tire will just simply roll backwards while the other one's rolling forwards, something like that, and the dig will be less effective. So I would go with a dig over selectable discs. Vinceman, is Vena only available through eBay or do they have a site of their own? Vince, I am a Vidavon dealer. You can get with me. I pushed my email address up top, exocagedrc.com. I can get them ordered for you. I do have an order in right now. He might be done with it. He said my order was pretty much done yesterday, but I don't have shipping confirmation. It's possible I could get on this order. If not, I got to order again here in about a week. Shipping times, because of the size of my orders, sometimes it's a couple weeks before I even get them. So if you order directly through Arthur, a simple part or two, you'll get it in 3-4 days max. So, but anyways, that's going to be the deal on that. I will have Vidavon parts for sale on my website starting in January 1st. The website name will be exocagedrc.com. I've already got the domain name. Have you used the Reef Smart servers? I put the 900 on my Typhon and TLR, and it's awesome. Yes, Steve, the Smart servers are awesome. I put the, as far as like the Typhon, I would prefer the 299. It's a little bit faster. The 900 to me is more of a crawler, fast like a Rift servo. But yeah, it's awesome. It's way overkill for that TLR Typhon. Way overkill. Do you have the raw 10.3 Vidavon shock towers and Panhard in stock? I do not. It's possible I could get them on mine. And there is nothing raw from Vidavon. It's all anodized, even the silver. Till I agree with, when I swap to the Vidavon shock tower, it's 100% better. Yeah, it really does, JDs. I must have a heck of a delay or something today. I make my own axle pins using high-speed steel rods from Amazon. I've made them out of drill bits quite a bit, and usually they hold up. I found some old drill bits that we had from work. I've been there like 78 years, you know. They were cryogenic. Those really hold up good. I don't even think you can get cryogenic drill bits anymore. They were almost a gold color like this. But anyways, yeah, don't pop your batteries in the microwave. I have never microwaved a battery. However, if I ever get a junk microwave, that I don't care about, I've got batteries that are actually outside in a big old bucket full of water. I would microwave a battery, but it will be outside under controlled conditions. That would be kind of cool to see what happens. I mean, would it blow the microwave up or not? I don't know. Something will have to happen, right? Don't go trying that at home. But if I do get a microwave, I might try it. Maybe get a little toaster oven and just turn it up and set the camera on it and just see what happens. All right. Nah, that's a little bit too destructive, but it sounds cool, don't it? Kind of got my interest up now. Blake Denley, it might. Well, we'll have to see. I'm gonna try to have it tight. I mean, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. 560 kV, 12S. It's still that punch setting of 5. I've not turned the punch up. That might be the saving grace. I don't know. 20-30% on lipos in the winter. There you go. Yeah, you got to warm them up, man. When I started getting into planes, which I still have a couple planes, the little tiny little batteries. One of the biggest warnings I got from the local flyers was do not fly in cold weather because a little battery just does not have the output. And we're talking like a 400 milliamp 1S on my smallest plane. So yeah. All right, Vince, it's going to be January 1st is when the website should launch. So, my lipos in my pocket to warm them up. That will actually do it. If you feel a little excessive heat, get them out of your pocket. You microwave a battery, you've got to film and show us. Oh, I will, David Pig. I will. Believe me, if I get a microwave that I can destroy, because I really doubt it's going to survive. I've done tests where I've blown up lipos before. Put the little temperature gun on the cells. We're talking after, like, the flames and all that, still over 500 degrees. So yeah, they get hot. Do I own a multi-res? Do I own a do I own a Losi DB Pro? I do not. Instead, I've got the laser nut. So yeah. Master, what's up? You're thinking of trying that short Bushido. Oh, I know what you're talking about, the short Bushido. Not really. It didn't really get my interest too much. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I see one in person, it might get my interest, but I don't know. It's okay, though. Bluegrass RC. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I was at the haul and crawl, man. It was 7 hours closer to me. I had to make a decision. Skitty B, I like to see A. All right. B, C, D. 100 people watching. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, 105 of you guys. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Oh, I'm 104 now. What's up with that? You guys are awesome. 107. Hey, we're going up. I'll never put a lipo in my pocket. I'm going to blow up when walking on the trail. Man, I bet that warmed things up. RC Master, that's just another excuse for the wife to get a new kitchen appliance. Yeah, but ours is kind of fitted where it's supposed to be. So, I do see people on the side of the road selling things dirt cheap. Maybe I'll have to stop in and buy one. that would be kind of awesome, wouldn't it? Kind of nuke that thing and see if it goes thermal. Do you have a Remo Hobby 1093 color? I do not. RC Lane, really love your channel. Watching since you were driving the Gen 7. You've been here for a long time, RC Lane. Yeah, that Gen 7 video is done great. We literally took, 3 of them? Right out of the box, right into the water. We drove them like we hated them. And we had a blast, man. I mean, brand new trucks right in the water. We just went for it. But we were driving, and the tires were full of water and mud. So, yeah, it was a fun thing to do. It was a fun thing to do. Sergio, looking to buy a used DB XLE. Besides chassis brace, what are common issues? DBXL, I guess just normal wear and tear. Look underneath the chassis and see how much wear the bottom has on it. That'll tell you how much has been jumped, how much has been hard landed. See if it's gouged, as if it's landed on asphalt or something like that. So, yeah, just look for general wear and tear items on it. And the chassis, the bottom of the chassis will pretty much tell you what you need to know. I have to make sure it's fully charged. I can do that. It might not be a huge battery, but I'll put something in there. BRC. Oh, yeah, the new 3BRC new one. I think it's good to, 5S or something? I'll have to get one of those. Give it a good shot. Gen 7 video got me to buy one. Chainsaw Man, that video is done great. And, yeah, I've heard quite a few guys. We just beat on them, man. We did not care. We did not care. Receivers were waterproof for us, even though some guys say it got a drop of water on it. Now the receiver don't work. Well, ours did, luckily. We didn't break anything on that. We didn't even spin a wheel hex. Okay, great. You any particular upgrade the laser nut? Yeah, for the laser nut, absolutely the Vidavon bulkheads. That is the number one thing. The rest of it, you can upgrade as you go, but get the bulkheads. They are very important. He upsized the bearings in that, in which I've been told that the newer version Locy's, they actually changed the bearing size. It had like a 5x10x4 bearing at the pinion gear, and then the gear was an angle or a, how you guys call it, hypoid gear cut angled gear. I can't think of the name of it. But it was putting so much load on it because the gears at the angle, they load and they push. It was just killing the bearings. That vehicle was based off of the Tenacity short course truck. 2S lightweight wheels. They go stick a new body on it. Big 5.75 tires. A 4S system in it. Say, hey, let's send this out to the world. Oh man, that's my only regret in RC right there. Oh, Barbarian's back. 4S LiPo. So I'll be paying attention as I drive home in the evenings. I'll see if I find a microwave out there. I'll stop and buy a microwave. Oh man. Patrick Long, pick one RC for life, never have to charge the batteries. I don't know about that, but man, I tell you, if we could get a bunch of little arc reactors like Tony Stark has, we'd be all set, man. Let's be on Gen 7. Yeah. Thanks for the steady foam vids. Man, David Conaway, yeah. I'm thinking those steady foams might be the perfect foam. Man, I've been rubbing on this aluminum. Might be the perfect foams when it comes to like the bouncers, because the 3BRC foam is more firm, no side roll at all. Bouncer, you need that tire to give. So I'm thinking his foams are going to be the perfect foam for the new bouncers. The new chassis by Travis Vance and all that. Yeah, can't wait to get mine. He said 4 to 6 weeks lead time on that. So I'm ready. I've already got some parts ordered into Vidavon so I can put on that and make that work the way I want. I'll go ahead and tell you, we are hour and 27 minutes into it. Chances are good the general video, when it comes up, are not going to be watching this. But my game plan on this is Vidavon axle housings, 4-wheel steer. I've got the 4-wheel steer it. So, and I saw that G-Speed has a nice servo and axle mount for the stock housings. Does anybody know if they fit the Vidavon housings? I honestly don't know. I sent Gabe a message on Messenger. He hasn't seen it yet, hasn't responded, but I need to know. If not, I gotta talk to Arthur and see if he can customize something for me. So, and really, if he's going to customize it, Arthur can do it. What would you guys say to a set of SCX6 housings, center diffs, front and back, with servo mount on the axle housing? I'm thinking awesome big scale monster trucks, but I'll leave it at that. Anyways, if I can trade the G-Speed, let me see here. Best laser, okay, yep. Just to sell it and buy some 98 Jeep. Yeah, I still have it though. It's still in there. Steady phone. All right, let me catch up on what you guys got going on here. Arc reactors, yeah, buddy. I wish I could make one of those. I don't have any adamantium or unobtainium to build it. What batteries do I use in my GT5 radio? Normal double A's, buddy. And the reason is I buy those cheap Amazon double A's. They are horrible batteries, but you get like 100 of them for 25 bucks. So it lasts 5, 6, maybe 7 videos. I've got my money's worth out of the batteries, you know. If I put LiPo in there, all of a sudden the battery's dead and I'm all ready to record. I don't have a battery. I gotta wait for it to charge. So I can just swap in some double A's and go. Perfect. What X-Max 12S? That's my X-Max 12S right there. Vidavon all over the place on that thing. You said something about axle shafts in the SMT10. You remember what they were? Axle shafts? I don't know that Now, I know I might be doing some upgrades on my SMT10, but if I do upgrades on that, I'll probably just do a set of rift axles in it, since that seems to be the way you need to go with that truck, and probably go four-wheel steering as usual. SMT10, swap out motor, ESC pretty quick. Pretty much anything is better than the stock system. I smoked the motor on the very first run, but at least get a cheap brushless system. Something cheap off of Amazon. Anything is better than the stock system. Just let you go. Yeah, the stock system is bad. Hawk Van Ons. Don't like the Proline Badlands. I love the Proline Badlands. Absolutely love them. They take the abuse. They take the speed. They're good for backflips. They don't blow up. They don't come off the wheel. I love the Badlands. I know you guys say they're heavy. I've done weights on them. The heaviness is minimal as compared to virtually any other tire. Are there lighter tires? Absolutely. For us around here, Proline Badlands is the top tire for the X-Max. I've got to disagree with you. They are awesome. Awesome for me. David Conway, you got it. That's the game plan. And I'm going to take my SCX6 apart. So my SCX6 is the donor for this. The portals are coming off. It just doesn't need portals on there. It just don't. Not for that. Joe, what ESC would you pair up with a Holmes V2 1800 kV motor? Cyclone RC. Man, the Crawlmaster Mini V2 or possibly the Furatech Lizard 10. I would imagine the servo on the axle mount from G-Speed would fit the Vidavon. See, I don't know. I don't know. And before I throw down and buy two of those, I need to get at least an answer from them, you know. They're gonna Green's Lord Exo. Oh, multi-refa Proline Gladiator, not too bad. I've had the Proline Masher X's. I really like the Masher X's. It is a lightweight belted tire. I really like that on the DBXLE, in all honesty. But I blew the belts out of that, getting a little too wild, and that was just on 8S. Do you like the TSM, the traction stability management? Yeah, it's actually pretty decent. But if you drive with the TSM, you let it do its thing, runs good. If you try to fight the TSM while you're driving, you're not going to have a good time. Any plans to get the LMT mega trucks? Man, they are beautiful trucks, but I've already got the Mega Rift, so I don't know that I need that. You know, now maybe if Horizon does another one of these big sales and that's in there, maybe I'll have to give them some credit card numbers to get that thing ordered. But I mean, I've already got the Mega Rift. I need to take it out for a drive too, actually. Steve, I was searching for the Amazon Secret post and I saw an ad for a Saipom. Yes, Steve N. They actually asked me if they could use some clips of my video. So yeah, awesome. Good deal on that. Coming in very late. What's going on, everyone? Addicted to RC. We are talking about tires and batteries and flux capacitors. Bon Tadios. Is Castle Monster X with 2020 can be better than the Hobbywing Max 8 Gen 2 20? Oh, tough question, Bon. I kind of feel that the Castle will have more punch, but not by much. The Hobbywing Max 8 Gen 2 is an extremely good setup. If I had to choose right now, I would probably go with the Max 8 Gen 2 2250. And just to let you know, I don't get a cut of this, but if you go to hobbywingdirect.com and any of my videos where I show that system and you put it in your cart, you go to checkout, use Exocaged RC and you get 10% off. Sounds good. Hawk Van O is Y12S X Max. Well, because I got to have something different. So I got my Vidavon 12S X Max. I've got a Castle powered wide X Max, and I've got the Hobwing powered normal width X Max. So I've got 3 X Maxes, and I made that Max 4 is a great system. And plus, it bolts in with the Vidavon chassis, direct bolt in. Beautiful setup. RC Daily. All right, buddy. Catch you later, man. What is Thor's wheelbase? I don't say. I think it's about 14 and a half. It's long and wide. Only way I know to say it. Armacenta needs 3S. I've been running mine on 3S, and it runs really good. But it's actually plenty fast on 2S. Believe it or not, it clears everything on my track perfectly on 2S. 3S gives you a little bit more air control. Which, speaking of that, I need to get on this too. I've got the Scorched RC inner fenders for that. I got to get on that video. I've got a massive list of stuff to do. Massive list. Whew, boy, yeah. Speaking of AA batteries, I've seen several detailed studies. Energizer Max are always on the top per hour cost. Yep. You're going to spend that. Yeah. The Amazon batteries that I use, they're at the bottom of the pack, man. I mean, they work. Put it that way. Not for long, but they do work. What are your thoughts on setting FlySky GT5 for 4-wheel steer on your Rift? My rear servo has a mind of its own and turns whenever. The rear servo should not turn on its own. The front servo on the GT5 has the gyro, so that should do its thing. The rear servo should not turn. What servos are you running? Are they direct power, and how do you have it wired? It's possible you may have a floating ground or a ground that's kind of not what it should be. That could cause the servo to kind of go lax a little bit. Also, what servos? And what was your first RC? My first modern RC was a Venom Creeper crawler. Before that, I think it was something from Radio Shack. I'm old. A little brown Camaro. I was hoping somebody would pick up on the long and wide, Marcus. Hi, Joe. Beat the crate, good time, no damage on any of my rigs. 3 brushy anti-foams. Nice. Nice build with the B. Energizer batteries, even on my transmitters. Yeah. I beat most 3S cars. Slash Raptor. That's a good point. Sometimes 3S can cause you to get a little bit too much. So you got to turn that driver mod on so you don't overdo it. Now with the 3S down my straight, the stock tires hook up great. I can actually pop a wheelie down my straight, which is pretty darn awesome. But the 3S, it does give you more to pull out like this. So, and when you throttle up and you pull out like this, you generally land better. You land right where you're supposed to be. Boop, and you get to move on. Oh man, you guys got me messed up now. Lithium. Radio Link has a good RS and TX for it. Yeah, I really prefer the GT5 for my 4-wheel steer fast stuff. Comes to crawlers, I prefer the hacked FlySky GT3C. Per hour, yeah. My wife's favorite batteries. Oh boy. Oh, we are deviating. Look with in-loop brand rechargeable batteries. I've had some rechargeable batteries. My problem is I don't recharge them very well. I use nickel metal high rechargeable and HPI Savage Flux. It glitched. And really bad was undropped. Oh, wow. I just tell Daily, because he's listening with his phone in his pocket. Hey, Daily, what's up, dude? Is the phone in your front pocket or back pocket? Sometimes slower is fast when it comes to racing. Man, 1998 Jeep, I tell you, if you're fast in the corners, you don't necessarily have to be fast down the straight. Simple as that. And also, the less you crash, the better you are at the end of the race. It is because they keep you out of the house longer because of something else. Huh. My first modern crawler was a Venom Creeper. Yep, same here, buddy. I hung out RC crawler and creeper for him back. We probably did. We probably did. Leo said hello. I said, all right, Picra said hello, Daily. My front server NST RC 800 direct power and the rear is a Spectrum. Okay, you may have some kind of a ground issue there. Generally speaking, I run direct power servos together and I run plug-in power servos together. You may have a bit of an issue there on that. Probably a ground issue, but anyway, make sure your plugs are in all the way, but that rear servo should be solid. It should not turn on its own at all. Even when you got the vehicle up and you're turning it and the gyro is doing its thing, you know, like that. The rear servo should be pretty solid. Oh boy. Tamaya Hot Shot. Man, I haven't seen one that. Oh man. Here's RC Daily. He had to pull it out of his pocket, even though he says he never pulls out. I don't know about that. Seriously innovative for a time. Dude, the Venom Creeper was absolutely awesome, man. Selectable diffs, even though the 3 pins tended to bend. But it was actually really good. You're right. It really was. Selectable diffs, real easy for 4-wheel steering. At that time, I preferred those axles, even with the diff not being very good, you know, as far as locking and all that. But I prefer those axles over the old SCX-10 dump truck axles. You know, the V1s. The OG SCX-10, I prefer those over those. They were a little bit wider too. Bluegrass. My first RC was the Radio Shack Road Phantom. I don't know that I had that. I did have the Radio Shack Malaria, Matrix, not a Malaria. It was a truck. It actually had a 2-speed in it. And it could go 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, I believe. Malibu. The Malibu. And the first RC I ever had that used a battery pack, I actually got from Kmart. And that was fun. And I learned a lesson about amps with that as well. I'll go and tell you guys a funny story. I checked 9-volt batteries with my tongue. No problem. Well, I figured, okay, 7.2 volts. That's even weaker than a 9-volt. Well, I found out that amps hurt. I literally lost taste for 2 days. Yeah. I never done that since. I still test 9 volts that way though. A crawler that goes 35-ish. What do I start with if possible? A crawler that goes 35 miles per hour. A good transmitter with a good gyro in it. I like the GT5. Because this can be hard to control with them lockers and spools and all that. They'll come up on the corner and just keep going. And the next thing you know, you're in a spectacular cartwheel. Phone is in the back pocket, girl, feeding animals. All right. Traxxas Rustler with a Nike battery. I had the Traxxas Blue Eagle. And then I had the Traxxas Hawk. I had the Blue Eagle. Actually got the wide long arm suspension kit. You know, back then you had the little short arms, the hubs and the wheels were sticking out. Well, this was one of the first ones that put the arms inside the wheels, which is a standard issue nowadays. It's hard to find one without that unless you're looking back at old Tamaya. You guys must have got all my battery stuff. I see all your emoticons and all that now. I was too young for that, Marcus Landry. I've got a Radio Shack Crocodile Hunter with Steven Boat. Huh. Yeah, amps hurt. They really do. I think Tamaya are genuine cult. I've got the Tamaya Clodbuster. I've got the Midnight Pumpkin in there. And they're both on the shelf. RC Master, both on the shelf. I actually thought about putting a Clodbuster over here just to see if you guys would notice it. But anyway, Tamiya does have its own nostalgia though. And if you put one together, you're like, oh my God, this is so ancient. I mean, the plastic, everything has got a different feel than the new nylons and new materials and mixtures and all that formulas. They're pretty darn neat. And then you look at some of the Tamiyas, they still come with plastic bushings. Yes, you still have to buy a bearing kit for them. Like I had to do with my Tamiya, well, with both the Clodbuster and the Midnight Pumpkin. Yes, I got a Grasshopper, then a Traxxas Hawk, and then a Traxxas Bullet. Yeah, the Hawk and the Bullet were the precursors to the Rustler and Bandit, I believe, weren't they? I believe they were. But back then, I think Traxxas still had the Blue Eagle, and they were actually racing, you know. I loved racing my Blue Eagle. I mean, the first race I ever went to was actually at our local Hobby World. They had a dirt track, and I raced a Traxxas Sledgehammer. At that time, it was all about the Blackfoot, the Blackfoot, the Blackfoot. Everything was Blackfoots. I had the Traxxas Sledgehammer, and my buddy Caleb, who is Bustnut 33, who pops in here every now and then, he had the Tamiya King Cab. And man, we were running, we had our own class. They wouldn't let us run with the Blackfoots. But for the mains, they actually let us run with them. The announcer goes, you know, we're looking at the times, there's not that much of a difference. Man, we destroyed the Blackfoots. We destroyed them. His battery actually died on his, because we're talking old NiCads, you know. His battery died on his. I'm like, you guys ain't going to pass him, even though I think we're like a lap or two ahead. I actually pushed him across the finish line. So he got the win. I got second, but you know what? It was awesome. We teamed up and took him out. It was the time for the new wave, Blackfoot Ancient History. Okay, now let's get back to comments. Oh man, you guys get me riled up sometimes. P-Crest Sledgehammer was awesome. And the Sledgehammer was the first time I ever actually had to deal with Traxxas warranty. First drive had it out. When the little out drive split plastic, I'm like, man, I got nothing to fix this. So I actually called Traxxas on the phone, which had a landline, you know, way back in the day, and they actually sent me one. So first time with Traxxas warranty, no issues, boom, sent it right out. It was back in the early 90s, I guess it was. I think they did. I had the little Stomper truck. I also had the claw with the claws that come out. Got that for Christmas. That was pretty awesome. You used SMC lipos. Yeah, I do have an SMC lipo somewhere, but I haven't used them in a long time. SMC, I believe it was them, had a really good article they put out describing how all the C ratings on these things are fake. Really a good read, in all honesty. My brother had a Blackfoot and a Midnight Pumpkin. Yep. I had a Frog, but for some reason I think I sold it or traded something for it. I don't know. I'm probably better off Shelf Queens and Nostalgia. RC Lane, yeah. But Tamiya still has some decently fast on-road cars. Kind of fairly modern, in all honesty. But most of them are kind of ancient. The Radio Shack, Black Phantom, dual motor. I kid you not. I broke something first day out and they sent me 4 to replace one. Really? Peeker, did you break the axle output of the transmission? That's what I broke. That's all I ever broke on that truck. Yeah, mail order for parts. You guys remember when you used to get the big old Tower Mag catalog? Man, it was like candy. I used to go through that thing and I'd be like, you know, dreaming of this. And I like pick out one thing off of each page that I would love to have. Man, that was, I used to get out of class and go to the library just to read RC Car Action magazine. And we're talking, Wally David was like the editor of that one. And Wally David lives here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I've raced with him. I've crawled with him. Still friends with him. Message him and all that stuff. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. He met us up for a crawling event at the Hobby World. He said he was. I'm like, it does kind of sound familiar. And then he explained, I'm like, holy cow, I read his articles as a kid, which was pretty darn awesome. I don't think he's that old. He might be, though. I agree with my Midnight Pumpkin. Yes, Midnight Pumpkin. Now they come with an electronic speed control. Backyard track for tent scale and 8 scale bashes. How wide do you think the lanes need to be? 12 foot. 12 foot. Mine are 10 and 12 foot. There might be an 8-foot section, but it's a fairly slow section, and we always cut it close. But yeah, 10 to 12 foot. 80 by 120. You should be able to get a nice track in there, David. All right, Endos. Catch you later, buddy. Yeah, broke output. Called them up and told them I got it for my birthday and sent me 4 to replace. Well, they sent you 4. They only sent me 1. I'm all jealous now. Well, wife is calling. She'll have to get that. We got 9 minutes to go, and we'll be on for 2 hours. I'll call her back after that. She'll probably be mad at me. But anyways, my cousin worked at Tower in the 80s, 90s. Man, yeah, Tower. They're still around, you know. I get their emails and stuff all the time. So many wants and no money. Exactly. Quick. When it comes to the big trucks, they're a bit too much for my track, but we still have fun with them. Yeah, man. She used to mail us the hot motors, brushed beast ones. Bill, do you remember back in the day, Voodoo, they had a brushed motor that they listed as 102,000 RPM. I never had one, but it was spec'd out at 102,000 RPM. I don't know, what was it, brush motor 1 turn or something like that? I don't know what it was, but man, them things, they had crazy RPMs back in the day. And Champaign. Yep. Champaign, I believe, is where Horizon is now. Aren't they all like in the same place? Marcus, I wish. Man, I wish. I bought one $180 2-turn motor. Good gracious. I bet you that was like the that 102,000 RPM Voodoo motor. 2-turn. Golly. Heck, you don't hear about 2-turn motors anymore. Now it's all brushless everything, man. And even some of them are what, 4.5 turn? That was the Voodoo? Ha! I was correct. Ha! Ah, okay. I thought Horizon did. I wonder, but I got affiliate with Horizon, but I don't have an affiliate through Tower. I actually tried to get an affiliate link through Tower one time, but no, only works on Horizon. Trinity, yes, Trinity, Novak. Man, there were a few different brands back then, but most of them are gone now. Years ago, a friend gave me 380 size motor with cobalt magnets, crazy strong. Yeah, there's some cobalt crawler motors out there that are stupid strong too. Man, yeah, Peaker, I can tell you that right now, man. When we used to get a 5-minute run, we were doing good. Now it's like, man, you get 5 minutes on a run, what's wrong? Something's got to be wrong with that setup. But man, 5 minutes, that's all you got out of your NiCads, man. The little 6-cell, 7.2 volts. We used to try to overcharge them to get a little bit more. And then like when you're racing and all that, and you get that little wiper arm, and your servo glitches because, you know, 72 or 75 megahertz, you get that glitch and that arm goes over and goes off. Well, now you're done. Now you're done. 20 hours of charge. Man, it felt like that. They did start getting some 15-minute chargers, and I was charging one on mine when I had the Venom Creeper because I was still running the nickel metal on that one. And I had one of them things just whoosh, go nuts, go thermonuclear. I chunked it outside. But that was a nickel metal hydride. That wasn't, I didn't have any lipos at the time, but I burnt that battery up. Have you ever ran trenchers on your X-Max? I've seen the trenchers. I have seen the trenchers be run, and I don't want the trenchers. Now, the ones that I saw were not, I think they got the newer belted ones. Now, those might be different, but the ones I saw, they were huge. They expanded like crazy. They were hard to turn, added a lot of heat. Great for backflips, but I don't want trenchers. Love the Badlands, though. I had a 15-minute quick charge and would charge them 2 and 3 times. Yeah, buddy, gotta peak them batteries out, right? When we were racing at Hobby World, this guy, he came out and he started racing with us, and he had an old nickel metal setup. And believe it or not, the way he would do this thing is he would actually use power. He would solder the battery leads to the ESC every time. And then when he would change the battery, he would desolder the leads, change the battery, and solder new leads on. As like direct. I mean, he didn't even want the minimal loss of the current plugs, you know? Yeah, it was it was crazy. True. And most of the time, the Horizon and Tower, they kind of run the same sales. As far as affiliates go, people buy a lot through Amazon, more so through A-Main than they do Horizon. Oh, he's got a Topaz 11-turn triple, yeah, the triple, double, triple winds, all that stuff. Tracking rigs would glitch when someone has the same. Yeah, man, they used to make us to check our crystals and all that stuff. The claw, yes. Current drop was terrible back then. Yeah, you had the little white Tamiya plugs, and they still make that plug on some of the cheaper RCs, man. I was like, geez, get rid of this thing. I never built my own battery packs, but I was looking for the matched cells and stuff like that, whatever I could get my dad to buy for me. Solution for rod ends popping off 8S chassis. Did you have a solution for rod ends popping off 8S chassis? When did I have that issue? I'm trying to remember. I've had all kinds of minor issues. Same, I used to build my own packs. I remember I never did that. Have you used Duratrex tires before? Yeah, I've got some Duratrex tires. I got a couple sets of them. Duratrex 6-pack and the Duratrex lockups. The biggest issue I have is they keep coming loose. You see I had to re-glue this one again. And that was in a recent video that came off pretty spectacularly. That's the biggest issue, is having to re-glue the wheels. The tires and wheels. So I had it on the Outcast 8S. I don't know that I had. Was it with the plastic ends? Maybe they stretch or something. I don't know. I don't have the Corley Punisher, but I do have the Kronos XTR. And the Kronos, I believe they're about the same truck. Maybe just a different set of tires or something. I made some of my own battery packs early on. But all right, guys, we got to wrap this up, man. Man, this has been a good one, guys. Okay, sound like plenty of glue. Yeah, but anyway, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's time for me to call back my wife before she gets too mad at me. So, but anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Call it a night. I'm going to longer wheelbase. That's a good thing on the Punisher then. All right, guys. Good deal. Good deal. You guys are awesome. Man, this is... Man, if I didn't have to call my wife back. I'm sorry for using my wife as an excuse. You guys are awesome, though, man. So, Yeah. Now I got to get on trying to get this on. Hopefully I get that figured out. We'll find out. The belt blows up. It blows up. Anyway, guys, you're awesome. Go ahead and finish this thing up. And I am out of here. Yeah, I know, 110. I want to get like 1,000. I would not be able to keep up with you guys. Not even a little bit. But anyway, guys, catch you guys later. You're awesome. There we go.